Hi everybody, Rick here at GaryCon. We're on the GaryCon Live Twitch channel, I believe, right? And this is going to be the Adventurers Hot Takes, where I'm going to be interviewing some amazing industry folks here at GaryCon Live, and we're going to be going down a line of 10. I'm really scared, right? But before we get to the 10 flavors, let's go and find out who we're here with today. Starting to my left, we have Jenny.
Yeah, we do. I'm Jenny Loveday. I do too much, which is to say I freelance for design and editing for Wizards of the Coast, Steamforged Games, a variety of other companies, and a lot of stuff on the DMs Guild, as well as I run a weekly Twitch show where I interview designers without hot wings.
Nice.
Nathaniel.
I'm Nate Sims. I GM the RPEX, the roleplay experience for Studio 66 here at GaryCon, and I also wrote Kinzer & Company's next role-playing game called Invasion Earth 2112.
Cool. I'm Matt Forbeck. I've been doing this stuff for a long time. Currently, I've got Shotguns and Sorcery, which is a 5e source book I'm delivering. I have the Marvel tabletop role-playing game playtest book debuting in April. I'm also working on Warhammer 40,000 Tacticus, which is a mobile game, and Hard West 2, and other things I can't talk about yet.
I'm Brian C.P. Steele. I am a freelancer extraordinaire, writer, author, gamer, nerd. In fact, I consider myself a professional nerd.
You do.
I do.
Absolutely.
Good company.
Yeah. So there's our panel of victims that are going to have to go through the 10 levels of pain here with these hot sauces, and let's just kick it off.
All right.
All right. Our first question: do we eat first, or do we ask first?
I think you ask first.
Let's ask
Let's
first.
get one
Okay,
down before
all
we
right.
start suffering.
First one. What was your first GaryCon that you ever attended?
Oh, that was easy. This one.
Well, no. Eat your wing.
Is that a contest? I don't even know how this works.
There will be a go ahead and eat your wing. That's your question.
Okay, good.
There'll be a follow-up to that while you're eating that. And what has been your favorite experience at GaryCon, regardless of which one you've attended?
Do we have to eat the whole wing?
And this one they're eating right now is the classic hot sauce, Heat with Heart. It says. I don't know if that's right. That
one's not bad.
What's the level on this one?
This is the Scoville. I don't know. I don't know the Scoville by heart.
All right.
But it is just a basic little tangy vinegar sauce.
All right. Very cool. That's level 1.
Yeah.
How y'all feeling after that? No,
It's not bad.
No, it's fine.
Not bad.
It's fine.
We can feed this to babies. I think we're okay.
So Jenny,
No, we'll try it again since I finished that. Yeah.
what is your favorite experience you've had so far at GaryCon?
Oh gosh, that's hard to say. So this is my first GaryCon. Favorite experience so far? I don't know. Kind of hard. All of it.
All of it?
Navigating the maze through the construction.
Very nice.
It's like a true
Actually,
adventure.
honestly, it's just been the hat that I bought and everyone being like, "Sweet hat."
Nice.
It is a thing of
sweet hat.
glory. Yeah.
I didn't put the hat on for this, so sorry everyone that you don't get to see the sweet hat.
Nate, how about you?
My first GaryCon was GaryCon 8. That was the first one here at the lodge.
Okay.
And my favorite memory would be at a late night party listening to Larry Elmore tell me stories of his childhood.
Oh my God, that is pretty
great.
awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool.
How about you, Matt?
My first GaryCon was GaryCon 0, actually. I went to Gary's funeral.
Okay.
And we all went over to the American Legion Hall after that, which is actually the place where I had been to my first ever gaming convention, which was a winter fantasy back in like 1982, 1983. And so I actually could remember where the bathrooms were by just walking into the place immediately.
Oh, wow.
And probably one of my favorite memories of GaryCons was that year when Duke Siegfried just kind of cornered me, and he had a binder full of clippings he wanted to show me of all the TSR days. And it was just wonderful to be able to page through all those with him. Duke told he would tell you stories like, back when I was in the CIA, when I was doing this kind of, like, I don't know if any of it's true, but it was such a great story, I just didn't care. I wanted it to be true.
That's awesome. Brian?
I don't know the number on it, but it's about 5 or 6 years back, and it was the first time that Luke asked me to paint a model for the charity.
Nice.
I try to get one in every charity auction,
Okay.
and seeing how some of them went today, I'm really sad that I didn't get one in this time.
Okay.
I was too busy doing like other nerd stuff. But,
Sure.
yeah.
That makes total sense.
Yeah.
But those are all super cool memories, and being here at GaryCon, which is a memorial con for Gary Gygax,
Yeah.
having those memories is pretty important to share. So we're going to go on to our next one, number 2, and number 2 is going to be the hot and saucy garlic and pepperoncini. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah.
Hot sauce. It considers itself mild.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna start eating already?
No, we gotta get a question.
So the question is.
Nate's
The question
is,
What is the first Dungeons and Dragons supplement or game that you ever bought for yourself?
oh man.
Okay. So go ahead and eat. Think about it. Get in there. Oh. So I'm really like, hot sauce really affects me, and my eyes are watering because I can. It's getting at me.
that one's
so
good.
I'm glad I'm not partaking.
No, that one's really good.
That one was delicious.
I like that one.
Yeah,
That
actually,
one was
I
less
wanna eat
spicy
more of
than
this.
the
I was
first
gonna say that one actually was probably more mild than the first one.
All right.
Weird.
If I hate the other ones, I'm coming back to that one.
Okay. Are you ready to go around the table?
I don't think I actually bought anything for myself until 5th edition, so the core books were the first thing I bought for me. But
Okay.
then supplement, if we're not counting core books.
You can absolutely count core books, but I always throw out supplement because for me, it's always G1, 2, and 3 against the Giants back in 1982 when you were probably 40 or 50, right?
Ouch.
You shut up, young. I'm gonna hit you with my old cane.
And I was 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, after I bought all the core books, I didn't have any money to buy any other books. So
Makes sense. They're very cool. I mean, to get the core books is very important for the play, right? And it's the basis, the foundation to everything we do,
absolutely.
right? Nate, how about you?
For me, it would be that I got the Christmas money from my grandma and bought the original red box set back in the early 80s.
Nice. You still have it?
Oh, no. No, that's way gone.
All right. Matt?
I'm not sure because me and my friends kind of all pooled our money together and bought stuff together. I think the first thing I bought was the AD&D Player's Handbook. It might have been the Monster Manual, but the early thing I remember was this whole thing called the Thieves Guild, right, which were from Game Science way back in the day, and they had this whole thing where it was the Free City of Haven and all these great things.
Yeah.
They were loose bound with 3-hole punches, and you put them in binders, and I just adored all that stuff. I saved up all my money, and we ended up going down to this place in downtown Beloit, down the road here, and had to buy it from a head shop essentially because that was the only place that would sell D&D in my hometown.
Of course. That's awesome.
I can't. I think I've got it the right name. Is the module is Death's Ride.
Death's Ride.
It's got a blue dragon on the front, and there's like this creepy skeleton dude on the back. I remember him. That is my. I almost did it. I said I
don't touch
I
it.
said I was gonna end up blinding myself today, and that's gonna happen.
Nope.
Napkins.
It is napkins. No, it is my that's my favorite adventure of all time
Right.
because it introduced death leeches to me.
All right.
And in any given opportunity that I can add gnarly leeches or snails or slugs to something, I
Worms?
will. Worms, definitely.
All right, so that is actually going to lead into the third question, which is going to take us to our third spice, which is the howler monkey sauce.
Howler monkey?
Howler monkey. Well, they're adorable. It doesn't really give any, it says it's a medium. And the question is, what is your favorite monster from Dungeons and Dragons? That's good. That you either just like or you like to throw at players?
I have 2 answers.
Perfect.
That's really good.
So my favorite monster, if we're being a little, oh, that one's spicy. Hold on.
It has begun.
It has begun.
No, this is a good one.
I disagree. Favorite monster, from being a little unconventional, is 40 kobolds all at once.
40 kobolds.
Why? Because,
Why
it's
not?
you, that's why.
Okay, all right.
Pack tactics, it's fun.
I love it.
But if we're going to be a little bit more conventional, I really like the roper. Because you never, you get into there with players who, I do a lot with brand new players, they never expect it. You're like, okay, they get somebody, and they're like, all right, I'm going to stay far away from it. I'm going to stay 30 feet away from it, so far away from it. I'm like, oh, you sweet summer child. It can reach this entire cavern.
And it'll get you.
Oh, and it's going to get
That's
you.
awesome. Nate, how about you?
Mine is a little old school, the rust monster,
Okay.
Yeah.
because most of my players are younger folks, and they don't know what a rust monster is. So I describe it, and they're like, what kind of animal is that? That doesn't even make any sense. And then you hammer them on their magic armor.
Yes.
The most precious treasured items. Yeah.
Exactly.
The DM giveth
Exactly.
and
You're
taketh
also
away.
a fan of the because F you.
Well, no.
Magic armor.
I'm not going to say I haven't thrown a grudge monster or two, but okay, yeah.
How about you, Matt?
We always liked the bullet, right? Right, because we're like, it was just this crazy idea. And we're like, no, that's not. That's a land shark. We couldn't figure out how to pronounce that. So it was a land shark, and it was tremors before tremors existed.
Right.
We're like, this is perfect. Let's go with that. Just boop, 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 boop.
I love it.
I am an old school Hook horror fan.
Okay.
Because it is the most nonsense monster, and they gave it the name that just, they're like, what does it do? It's got hooks for hands. Cool.
And it's scary.
Yeah. What is it? It's horrifying. It's got hooks for hands. Done.
Awesome. Very cool. Are you guys ready for the next one?
No.
No.
But sure, we're
that's-
going to do it anyway.
We are on number 4. So the number 4 is going to involve miniatures.
Oh.
Okay.
All right. If you have ever painted a miniature, I hope you all have. What was the first miniature you ever painted?
I know
We know this.
All right. And our 4th spice is ginger goat. I mean,
It's very
just
yellow.
the artwork is spicy on this one, and it has a medium scale on here. It doesn't give me the big numbers we're looking for, but it says it's a medium, and that is our number 4, ginger goat. How y'all feeling about that?
It's very ginger up front,
Yeah.
Pretty good so far.
and it's got some.
I would use that one. I would use that one.
There it is.
Oh, no, you're right.
Yep.
That's got some back of the neck thing. Wow.
Why would you do this to me?
Yeah, Brian.
It's because
why would you bring everybody
you invited
together
me
like
onto
this?
one of your shows, and I'm like, I gotta invite you
This
onto
is
one of our
revenge.
ideas.
All right, first miniature you ever painted.
That is gnarly.
You got this.
Now I can't think of the name of the class. It was the Sword Mage, Eladrin Sword Mage that I
Okay.
had from 4th edition.
Okay.
So it was one of the shoot,
take my
can't
run.
remember the miniature line.
That's
But when they were doing the
It's serious.
PC minis, it was actually pre-painted, and I thought it was hideous.
Okay.
So I just painted it again, and I did not make it look better.
That's okay. That's super awesome, though. How about you, Nate?
It's a old Raul Peralta from like '84. It was an ogre.
Okay.
It's holding this big old
wooden club.
It's a big broadsword.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I didn't realize it until I'd actually primed the mini, but he's got a whole entire pig hanging from his back belt.
Nice.
So yeah, and he's about that tall.
That's super cool.
My first miniature was from Grenadier Models, and I remember I was painting at a Gen Con
R.I.P.
one year.
Grenadier.
Yeah. There was this knight. He was just basically holding his sword up like this, comes straight up like that. And they were teaching me how to dry brush. And you put a black coat down, and you just dry brush and metal over it. And Bob Watts was one of the guys over there. He taught me how to do it. And then when I was done, he picked it up and he wrote. We took a little brush, dipped it in the red, and wrote "kick" on one side and "ass" on the other.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
And I've had that one forever since. So.
I can dig it.
My first model was the original Raul Partha, that long scorpion tail brass dragon.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that it was one of the collector's pewters ones. I remember I painted a pewter one, and my stepbrother was like, "What's going on with this dragon?" And I was like, "I'm doing cool things." And he was like, "Well, that was supposed to go on my shelf."
Oh,
Say,
no.
that's what paint thinner's for. Come on.
Yeah. You can always
And I
simple
was
green it off.
9 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, when I painted him first model.
That's super awesome.
Yeah.
That is cool.
So we've talked about, some of the hobby stuff that we all enjoy, right? But we're getting into, we're like right about that midway, right? Number 5 is up. And this one right here is, I think, going to start getting hot because it doesn't even have like any pictures on here. It's just a label. And it says, Senor Lechuga's Hot Sauce, .718. I don't know if that's caliber or whatever, but adobo, black lime, and ghost peppers.
Shucks.
Yikes.
It's fine.
So does it have like a 911 number on it, or is
You guys-
it?
No, that's
It
the
does
whole
not
number.
yet.
The
So
whole number is 911.
That's the whole number.
The real question is, they have a number, an address on there of somebody you can sue when this goes wrong.
Not
Nope.
No, there it is.
So
You go first, go ahead.
the question is, what inspired you to want to be in this industry of tabletop gaming?
Oh, jeez. That's a wide open question.
deep one for a spicy wing.
For spicy number 5. Okay, let's go.
Shouldn't have
You
told
got
me.
it.
You didn't have to tell me.
I didn't have to, but I did.
It's good at first. It's going to betray me shortly.
It has a neat little flavor at first.
It
Don't
gets there.
underestimate.
Yeah, it's getting
Gets there
It
quick.
gets there. I don't know about quick.
So everybody that's watching, thank you for joining us here on GaryCon Live Twitch channel and all the things that's going on here at GaryCon 14. It is 14, right?
Good.
Yeah. Wow. Whew. That's a lot. But thank you for joining us. Everybody that's commenting, we appreciate you. If you haven't followed yet, please hit that follow button, hit that alert, so anytime we go live, you will see all the amazing activity going on here that's still left this weekend and for all the future events on GaryCon Live. All right, so here we go. Ginny.
You won't go away.
I've got the vapors. Whew.
Yeah, the top of the head is definitely sweating.
So what was the inspiration or the door that opened for you to bring you to the tabletop industry?
I was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
That's everybody's story.
No, Knoxville community, so lived in Knoxville, Tennessee for about 11 years, has a ton of people who I don't know why, super involved in both Magic and D&D, and have been doing like the playtest since like, I don't know, since whenever you've been doing it as well. But
1,000 years.
yeah, since the dinosaurs room. But
I am at this point.
so got involved in all of that. Was doing the D&D Next playtest, and then we didn't have any organized play coordinators in Knoxville, and something needed done, and I can't let that abide. So I did the thing, and then they were like, "Oh gosh, you're really helpful." And I'm like, "Oh, poop, you figured me out." Then they were like, "You want to write?" And I'm like, "I have written words."
All right.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, so you got it, perfect. You just gotta turn out an adventure for us real quick." And I'm like, "Okay, sure, yeah, sure." And then they didn't hate it, and now I don't know how to say no.
All
so
right.
here we are.
And here we are. Actually, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
Volunteer and you find yourself in an amazing space.
yeah, because I don't know how to say no.
Perfect. I have a lot of things I need to ask you in
No.
regards to the industry to get done. Nate, how about yourself?
Mine is actually kind of similar. I volunteered for Kinzer & Company since like 07, 08, something like that. And then one day a friend and I were talking about aliens and conspiracy theories and Bigfoot and all that kind of cool stuff. And Dave Kinzer was just kind of there listening to us, eavesdropping, and he walked up and said, "You guys should write that." And the other guy said, "Oh, well, I have a day job, so I don't really have time." And I said, "Well, I don't really have a day job, but I could write that." And
It's like you're doing breathing
you know,
exercises.
a few years later, here we are.
That's awesome.
I'm sorry.
Matt?
I got into this because I started going to gaming conventions when I was like 12 or 13. I actually met Gary at one of my first gaming conventions. He came and signed a book at Beloit College when we won a tournament with a bunch of people. And when I was 16 years old, my dad said, "You either need to get a job or start a business." And I didn't want to get a job. So I started my own little mini magazine, which now we would probably call a zine.
Yeah.
And it ran for 2 issues, but I had my first booth at Gen Con when I was 17 years old.
That is
And I was selling the
awesome.
Quill and Scroll.
Was that in Kenosha?
That one was actually the first one in Milwaukee.
Okay.
Right. I'd gone to 3 years at UW Parkside.
Okay.
Right, which is between Racine and Kenosha, and then did the one over at Milwaukee at Mecca. And we ran 2 issues and then went bankrupt, and I had to return everybody's money. The funny part is, years later, I'm sitting there playing game. It was either here or at Gen Con. I think it was at Gen Con with a guy named Chuck Benscoter, right? Right.
I love Chuck.
And Chuck was one of my subscribers from that mini
wow.
magazine way back. And then after the magazine happened, I started talking to guys like Will Nabling and Troy Denning. They had me play testing games and pace setter games in Delavan. I would drive up after soccer practice and do that. And eventually that just ended up me doing things for a living. It was kind of nuts.
That's
Really
awesome.
cool.
Brian?
Mine's not nearly as adventurous. I wrote constantly growing up, and I was a gamer since I was tiny. And at some point, I realized that that Venn diagram crossed real easy, and I knew I wanted to get here. And then I lucked out in the early 2000s and started getting gigs.
And what was your first gig then?
War Machine Prime from Privateer Press in 2002.
That's not a bad thing.
It was not a bad gig. We got a couple of Origins Awards the following summer, and I never looked back.
Very cool.
Yeah, my first published piece was in Polyhedron, like number 6, I think. It was a top secret little
I
mini
think I
breather
saw that.
device, right?
I think
Yeah.
someone's got that one.
There you go,
so.
right? And that kind of hooked me there because I'm like, oh, I could do this.
All right.
People publish my shit. Awesome.
Matt's just trying to keep talking so we don't have to get through all of
I'm
them.
a-
Oh, I'm
Don't
sorry.
touch
We're
your
on to
eyes.
number 6. ladies and gentlemen.
You're the only one
On
that
to-
likes spicy
On to the
food.
next.
No, it's fine.
On to the next. Number 6
Yes.
is going to be. Oh, Jesus. It's called Seed Ranch Hot Thai Green Hot Sauce with green Carolina Reapers and serrano pepper, lemongrass, cilantro, and basil.
It's that lemongrass that's going to make it okay.
Oh yeah, it's,
Come on, man.
it's
I
definitely
already
going to
feel
cut
like
it
I've been
a little
eating
bit, right?
stinging nettles.
And this just looks. Again, there's not a lot to it, so you know it's going to be a little spicy.
So what's our question?
What is your question? Since you've been in the industry,
Okay.
what is the thing that you are at this point most proud of?
Oh my God.
I gotta eat the wing first, don't I?
Yeah, please eat the wing.
Eat the wing to think about the thing.
Number 6. And I'm under the impression that 8 is where a lot of people are going to stop. That's where a lot of people's bets are hedged.
I have been told that 8
Is there a poll
gnarly.
on this? I didn't realize. I want my squares.
It's all the viewers. All the viewers are like, it's 8. But you are all handling it very well. No, Jenny, you seem to be just fine. Matt is getting a little red in the face.
I'm Irish. You know?
Yeah.
6 ain't so bad. That one's not so bad.
No.
I just really didn't like the flavor, actually.
It was, well,
I don't know. I still have 7 or 5
ooh, but I
tingling
did
on
just
my
ask
lips.
for
Yes,
it.
I do too.
And there it is. Nope, wait.
Nice.
I just had a little go back to the back of my throat. That was not great.
Perfect.
Anybody need a wipe?
I can't breathe those.
Are you ready? What's the thing that you're most proud of that you've done in the industry so far?
No, not too bad at all.
I've written 3 epics now for D&D Adventurers League. So for people who aren't familiar with Epic, it's a multi-table adventure for the organized play program. So hundreds of people playing the exact same thing at the same time, potentially. And I really enjoy doing that now because it's complete pandemonium and chaos, and they don't stop me from putting silly stuff into them.
Very nice.
Greg's an enabler.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Greg Marks.
That's super cool, writing epics.
Yeah, I was writing 2 of them at the same time. Don't recommend that.
Okay.
Don't do that.
No, it might cross-pollinate a little bit, and you don't want to do that.
No, it's just a lot of work.
Very well. Nate, how about yourself?
Okay, I'm just going to start off by saying that I am not nearly as published as the 3 or 4 of y'all. So I'm going to say the thing that I'm most proud of is I know it's going to sound corny, but the friends that I've made at GaryCon.
Friends
there
we've
is
made
nothing-
along the
yes,
way.
Nothing
Friends.
corny about that at all.
I'm going to change my
I
answer.
mean, so yeah, it's the friends, industry folks that know my name. Right. They know Nate, and I'm like, wow, Jolly Blackburn knows my name.
That's cool, right?
I know your name.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, girl, don't. We'll talk later.
Very cool. Matt, how about yourself?
Thing I'm most proud of since I started in the industry?
Yes, please.
My kids. Right, but that's
I
and
knew
now
that
I've
was
got.
going to be the
I want
answer.
to change my answer.
But I mean, that's a cheap answer in a lot of ways, but it's absolutely true. And plus, my eldest son, Marty, is now writing with me. So the Shotguns and Sorcery 5th edition source book we did, he did all the 5th edition mechanics for it. Right?
That's so
That
cool.
Kickstarter, by the way.
Now I want to change my
This
answer.
is my new hero over here.
It's so good. But we're not going to change answers. We got to
No.
get around and get through
And
this.
Nick and I are actually be writing a short one-shot adventure. I blurbed a book, and I can't remember. It's Topics Media. They do these hardcover books that they sell through regular bookstores and such. And I blurbed one of their books, and then they asked me to write a short adventure for them. I'm like, I don't really have the time to do a short adventure. But my son Nick would love to do that. I'll write it with him. So we're actually getting to do that kind of stuff creatively together with him. It's
That
really
is
a lot of fun.
awesome.
Very cool.
That is super cool.
Now, I forgot the question. I've been spiced out.
Thing you are most proud of?
Well, thing I'm most proud of. Honestly, it was at an Origins years ago. It was back when Dave Arneson was still with us. And I was with Mongoose Publishing at the time. And Dave and his handler came through, and he was buying a bunch of Conan stuff off the rack. And he stopped and he saw my name, and the fact that he knew who I was, I almost cried on the spot.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he was like, Brian, you've done some of this. He's like, keep up the good work. And I will never forget that brief moment.
That was a core
awesome.
memory.
Yeah, that will never go away.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we got to get through this. We are time
I mean,
limit
yeah,
is
so
coming
we're
up.
gonna
Yes.
stop at 8. It's
No, we're
fine.
on number 7. So number 7 is the Carnival, which is
I'm excited for this
super
one.
crazy looking. It's a karma sauce, so karma's about to get you. And the question is, if you could work with anybody else in this industry, anyone, who would it be?
Besides the people at the table?
Yeah, you can't cheap it out like that. People at the table.
All right, I'm gonna
Who in this
change my
industry would you
answer.
like to work
Fair
with?
enough.
All right, get in there, eat it up.
I don't want to.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Bring it.
It's sweet up front, so I'm going to hate this on the back.
No, it gets there quick.
There it is.
Okay, so let's go.
Is there anything on this?
You don't hurt me.
Come on.
I hope so.
Oh my God.
Ooh, ha, sa.
You can say pass, and we'll come back to
Come
you.
back to me.
Do that.
All right.
Oh,
What's the question?
Who would you like to work with within the industry?
I'm already working with the people I want to work with in the industry. Cosmo Joe, Dave Kinzer, Jolly Blackbird.
Okay, that's a good answer.
I mean, the only way I could get any better is if I could work with like the Troll Wars or Goodman Games or, you know.
Yeah, anytime you can work with Stephen Chenault, that would be
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
great.
I mean-
Absolutely. Matt?
I don't know. That's a good question. There's a couple of friends I have, Whitney Beltran, Strix, and Aja George, who are doing a lot of great stuff with D&D these days. And we're good friends, so I've never worked with them, but I think it'd just be a blast to work with them. They're fantastic people.
All right, that's great. How about you, Brian?
Mine's super easy because I love the guy as a person and I love what the stuff he does. I want to do stuff with Stefan Pokorny.
That's a good answer.
I love him to death.
That's a great answer.
Okay.
Back to
my
you,
answer.
Jay.
Yeah, I got my answer. I had that at the beginning. But, so, after seeing her work on Strixhaven, I'd love to work with Amanda Hammond.
Amanda Hammond. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's a great answer. So on to number 8.
My tongue is already on.
This is one that I haven't warned about.
Oh, I
I
don't
haven't
know.
actually touched the milk yet, but I'm.
This is called Da Bomb. Beyond Insanity Hot Sauce, a.k.a. Da Bomb.
All right.
And the question for you all now is, besides Gary Con,
Besides, how stupid are we? Yeah,
besides
go ahead.
Gary Con, this should be pretty light. What is the other convention that is top of your list?
Well, varies.
All right, here we
We'll
go.
find out after you take a bite.
Cheers.
Oh.
Did you already bite?
No, I'm working on it.
Okay.
I'm.
Do you want to pass?
Yeah, I have to.
I'll see you on the other side.
Pass then. Oh my God.
Oh, for me?
That one is terrible
Absolutely.
right out of the gate.
Gen
Oh my
Con.
God,
Gen
it
Con.
just
Gen
smells
Con,
bad.
this last year was my 40th Gen Con in a row.
Oh, my.
I
don't even
never
remember
missed
the
Gen
question.
Con.
That's amazing.
I just
Good
love it to death.
luck,
It's the
Jenny.
best
I
show
love
ever.
you.
Game Home Con is becoming a close second or third with me, along with Gary Con.
Holy.
But Gen Con I'll never miss.
Awesome.
Gen Con is a ton of work. I love being at Gen Con, but my favorite shows are like, oh my God, that is so awful. That's so gross.
You're not making me want to put it in my mouth.
Just take a tiny bit. Sweetie, it's gonna kill it.
So what's
no,
yours, Brian?
so I recently went to Game Hole Con for the first time, and I loved that show. It was it never stopped.
All right, so yours is Game. Where are you at, Jenny? Jenny,
I
what
forgot
you
the
got?
question.
Con, besides Gary Con, what's your
Favorite
next favorite
convention?
con?
We're talking tabletop cons, Game Hole Con.
Game Hole Con. All right.
I'm going to answer Phoenix Con
Holy
just
shit,
to
that
make
hurts.
Andy
Oh, no.
Cosmo Joe Watkins happy.
All right. Very cool. All right. How you guys feeling? We've only got a little
I'm
bit.
feeling absolutely miserable right now.
Is
That
that
was awful. I can't.
Worse.
Yeah,
Gross, it
and the
was
longer you
disgusting.
let it sit there, the more it hurts. It actually is like little needles on your
Little
I'm
tongue.
gonna go back to wing number 2, right?
I know. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
What a great idea. Rick, why did we do this?
I don't know, but I feel your pain.
Don't watch your eyes. Watch your eyes.
I didn't touch my facial off.
All right. Here we go.
All right.
If you'd like to participate, you don't have to eat it, but number 9 is up.
All right,
Number 9 is up, and this is called Scorpion Disco. Another karma sauce. Funkin' hot.
Is that some kind of a joke, Rick?
Oh no.
It's so good.
Oh my
All
God.
right, ask your question.
Okay, when playing games with your friends, what is the meal or the dish that you would like to eat or that you prefer to eat as part of your experience with gaming?
I can't eat that hot wing, so I can't.
You can answer the question. You don't have to eat it. We were
I
trying to
can't.
get
I
you-
can't.
Okay. What you got, Nate? What's your favorite thing to eat when you're gaming?
question again?
Thing you like to eat when you're eating or playing games?
When you're eating.
Pizza, I don't know.
Pizza, perfect.
Pizza. Yeah.
Homemade pizza is the best.
Homemade pizza.
Chili.
Chili. Oh, I love chili.
I
It's
don't
so
like
good.
you right now.
I feel great. And you guys look amazing.
Oh, that is so much better than 8.
Did you eat 9?
Yeah.
Oh, God damn.
Get it.
I
Get it.
apologize.
Oh my God. It is so much better than 8 though. 8 still hurts.
All right, so we are on our last question. Everybody's doing very good. Jenny, you do not have to continue
I
eating,
know.
but you have been a champ this entire time.
Oh, this is miserable.
And this is the last question. And if possible, if we can get you to look at the camera. And it's called Hot Ones, The Last Dab Apollo, made with the Apollo pepper. hot sauce by Hedonist.
Oh, that's actually who we got all these
Oh, it's
sauces from the heat.
That's awesome. If you could say any one thing to Gary
Why are they so
Gygax,
mean?
what would you tell him?
Why did I pay them for
Thank you
this?
for making D&D. I mean, that's pretty straightforward.
Very straightforward.
Yeah.
Nate, if you could say any one thing to Gary Gygax, what would you tell him?
Thanks for saving my childhood.
So good.
Matt?
I haven't eaten much at all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, you
Number 10.
Oh, my answer
No,
though is
I'm not
I actually
doing
have.
10.
I would say,
I
Gary,
do.
I found one of your novels in my attic.
Wow.
I was when I was in college, I edited for New Infinities, and they give me one of his novels to edit. I was like 20 years old. I think it was Shrike the Coming Avenger was the name of the book.
Number 8 is still.
I found it in my
It
attic.
never stops hurting.
I ended up. I wound up giving it to Gail,
Nice.
to his widow. So
Very good. What would you tell Gary?
I would be tear-felt. No.
You already are.
I am. I'm crying because of him. No, honestly, I would say thank you for all of the friends. Because of D&D, I would not have made so many of my relationships because of role-playing and because, honestly, D&D is the gateway drug, obviously.
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't have made any of the relationships that have been my longest-standing friends, including the people at this table. As I choke a little bit further.
That's
You're
what
joking
I
me
meant
out.
to say, but he said it better.
All right. So everybody, so that's it. We're gonna go ahead and sign out. We appreciate everybody watching. Thank you for joining us here at GaryCon Live on Twitch. This will be up for VOD. Make sure you're following, liking, all the good things, and all the social medias. Right? GaryCon is on many other social medias to include TikTok. So make sure you follow him there as well. Thank you for all your answers. And Gary, thank you so much.